Let's pick up where he left off. It should be... Yawn. You're boring, Zero.
Oh, you're finally done?
Oh wait, yeah, auto skip. One skip. Yeah, it's gonna change when we get new comments. Kate, Quark, and myself each gave 1 card to Luna, Alice, and 10 Myoji. Then we headed into the AB rooms. Wasn't really any discussion of who'd go in which door. Fi and I found ourselves heading into the leftmost room. Okay. Looks like everyone else has gone in already. Think we should head in too?
Why are you asking me?
Okay, so this is new.
Just hurry up and get in there.
Okay, okay.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What? This game's got a time limit too? What? 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 What the hell? Who is this?
Fuck if I know. Look, it doesn't matter who she is. Just get everybody over here.
Yeah, right. Hey! Guys, get over here. We found someone. There's a lady over here. She's unconscious. Unconscious? I didn't wait for a response, just turned around and followed Fi into the room. We knelt down next to the woman and turned her over as gently as we could manage. All that greeted us was... Oh! Blood! She's covered in blood! I leaned down to listen at her mouth. Nothing. No breath. With shaking hands, I felt against her neck for a pulse. No movement. Just cold skin. This didn't happen in the other route.
What the hell were you yelling at?
Uh,
What's going on here?
Is she?
She looks very dead. Quark, don't look! Somebody get Quark out of here.
Okay.
Where's Ten Myoji?
Come on, Quark.
Then she's...
Yeah. She's not breathing. I can't find a pulse. Her body's already cold, so I'm guessing she was murdered a while ago.
Murdered?
Does this look like an accident or suicide deal?
Looks like she was stabbed.
Indeed.
Don't see a weapon around here, though.
Indeed.
That means either the killer took it with them, or it was part of them.
What?
Part of them? Well, if someone was strong enough and they had metal hands, then they might be able to stab someone in the heart.
How could I wipe my hands off if that was the case?
What are you suggesting?
I suppose I do have a red cape on.
It's just a joke.
It's Joe.
Don't take it so seriously. Whatever. If we examine the wound, we'll probably get a better idea of what the weapon was.
I'm glaring at you through my mask.
Let's get her to the infirmary. She might be old, but she's still a woman. If we're going to do an autopsy, she should have some privacy.
Agreed.
Come on, boys, let's go.
DOK and I gingerly lifted the woman up and carried her to the infirmary. Perhaps he just didn't consider himself one of the boys. Maybe it was something else. Whatever the reason, Ten Myoji only stared. His whole body was rigid, like a rope pulled almost to its breaking point. It was his eyes that caught my attention. He wasn't staring at us, not quite. It's more like he was staring towards us. A smoldering spark of something burning silently behind his gaze. It wasn't until we were almost at the infirmary that I realized Tenmyoji hadn't spoken a single word since the moment we'd found the body. I turned to look back at him. He was following us at a distance, his breathing heavy and labored, his movements slow and shuffling, as if his body was suddenly made of lead. Door transition? Yeah. Smooth as ice. As usual. Here we are at infirmary. The old woman's body was surprisingly light. Carrying her felt almost like carrying an old, dry piece of wood. We set her down carefully in the infirmary bed, as if we were afraid she might break. She looked so peaceful. Almost like she's just going to wake up any minute now.
Maybe she didn't suffer much when she died.
Small consolation, I suppose. Let's hope so.
Anyway, I feel a little bad about doing this, but I think we need to examine her.
You mean like an autopsy or something?
No shit, Sherlock.
I'm just going to have a look at the wound. If we had a coroner, then it would be a different story, but...
I'm a nurse.
I have a medical license.
You're a nurse?
No.
Huh? You're a doctor?
Well, I'm not exactly a coroner.
Interesting. I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover, can you?
Sorry.
You don't need to apologize.
Are you really going to perform an autopsy? Oh, I won't really be doing it.
Oh,
I
Adam.
think that machine over there is a medical scanner.
Oh boy, Adam.
It's called an atom. It uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose people.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Yes.
Oh yeah? And just how the hell do you remember that?
Because Alice, Clover, and I examined this entire room.
Ah. So you think you can use it to perform some kind of autopsy?
Yes. I think I should be able to manage that.
I feel like she dodged the nurse question, too. You're a nurse, not exactly. You're a doctor? No, I'm not a I'm no coroner. Might be a doctor. Of some sort. Luna ran the scanner over the body, then turned back to the terminal. Display filled up with text. Most of it rather technical. Sex female. Estimated age 65 to 75 years. Diagnosis deceased. I diagnose you with death. Cause of death exsanguination. Estimated time of death 3 to 4 hours ago. Trajectory. Holy shit, that's a lot of detail. Holy shit. Weapon entered through the 4th intercostal piercing heart. Wound characteristics. Theme continuous. Angles 1 sharp, 1 blunt. Cavity 150 millimeters. Length 330 millimeters. Width 3 millimeters. Based on the characteristics described above, there is a 95% chance the wound was caused by a sharp single-bladed instrument. Adam's a very impressive medical database. Huh. Yeah. I don't really get it. What's it mean by instrument? Was she stabbed with a clarinet or something? Really, Sigma?
It's a tool of some sort.
Have you never watched CSI before, Sigma?
A knife, probably.
In other words, she was stabbed in the heart, right?
Or any crime show for that matter?
Yes.
Well, I suppose that clears me of suspicion.
Sorry, but no.
Why?
Knife hands. Knife hands.
Please, don't tell me you think my hand can somehow turn into a knife.
I told you that was a joke.
Then why am I still a suspect?
Oh,
We found
you
the
came
old
out
lady
of-
in one of the AB rooms, specifically the one farthest to the left. Before we went in there, only 2 other people had been in that room. You and Clover.
And Clover was unconscious.
Only one of you was conscious.
Fi, please, stop joking around. I assure you, there was no one else in that room besides Clover when I woke up. She must have been put there later.
But the door was locked, right? I don't think anyone could have gotten in without the key.
That's true.
Perhaps, but there was a hatch on the ceiling, remember?
They all closed when 03 woke up.
Yes, there was.
0 the third woke up.
But Zero said he locked all the hatches.
Well, if he was telling the truth, nobody could have gotten in there after you two left. Which means...
You fucking bastard! Why'd you kill her, Kay? I knew it. You're him, aren't you? You're the real Zero.
Wait a minute, please. Just calm down. You aren't making sense. Let's suppose I am Zero. Why would I do something that would obviously cast suspicion on me?
Well, because you figured we'd think that. And you'd throw us off the trail by doing the exact opposite.
Exactly.
That's not a logical argument. Still, you do have at least half a point.
I suppose there is something to be said for using the whole putting suspicion on yourself to use it as a defense. Why would he do something so obvious? So Dio's not being entirely idiotic.
Your argument doesn't confirm my guilt.
It is
but
true.
It does show us where we should be looking. The real Zero.
Also
The
true.
person who brought us here is likely the person who murdered that woman. Doesn't that seem like the most reasonable answer?
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. If Zero was the murderer, then they could open anything they wanted to. I mean, didn't Zero say something about that?
I live in the master computer. That means all the electronic doors in this whole warren are under my control.
Exactly. Also, consider this. If the murderer isn't Zero, why would the AI Zero stay silent? He told us that his job was to make sure the game ran smoothly. But now the unexpected has happened, and he says nothing. Why would he do that? If he can see everything we do, then he must know who killed the old woman.
That is true.
So why has he kept his silence? The answer is simple.
Orders? He's still
The
a computer
murderer
after
is
all.
Zero, or rather Zero Senior, I suppose you could say. He likely ordered Zero Junior, the AI, to keep his identity hidden. If Zero Junior told us about the murder, then Zero Senior's identity would be compromised. There is something else to consider as well. Perhaps this murder was not unexpected.
Planned?
Zero Senior murdered her, just as planned. Death is only another part of the game.
Killing someone is just part of a game to him? This is kinda... Even still, it's very clearly... We went into the same AB room to play against Alice on the Cyan door route, and none of that's really... She wasn't there, so what changed between routes? What's all this about, Kay?
Well, there's no way to know for sure, but I would assume so.
"10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally."
Whoa, what was that?
I don't know.
We've been at this for 35 minutes.
Well, one thing's for sure.
And that is?
If we don't go vote, something bad's going to happen.
You see? Just as I said.
Part of Zero's game. You're dumping a lot of theories here, Kay. Well, while they're entirely plausible.
Zero Jr. ensures the game continues, even though someone has died. All of this is part of Zero Sr.'s plan.
It's believable, and yet it's still suspicious that you're here dumping all this theorizing about Zero Sr.'s plan. I can't deny it, but...
Let's get back to the warehouse. If we all head to the AB rooms, maybe we'll see Zero Jr.
It's still kind of sus.
After all, he told us he'd give us specifics once we got in.
Hey, wait for it, wait for it. Yeah! Sexy door opening action. Hell yeah. Really going in there? I kinda don't want to. I mean, there was a dead lady in there just a few minutes ago. Huh? Wait. Fine? Where'd you go?
Up here.
Up? Whoa! What the hell is she doing? Super jump. Boing. What are you, what? Must be really desperate to get high.
Seriously? That's the best you can do? I was expecting something about how I jump at the first sign of trouble.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. Whatever. What are you up to up here, anyway? Everybody's already gone into the AB rooms.
Yeah, well... There was something I wanted to check out.
And that is?
This thing. Remember it?
The hatch. The hatch?
Try opening it.
It's locked. No luck. Won't budge.
Then that means this AB room is locked down tight. No one could get in.
You're talking about whoever killed that old lady, aren't you?
Yeah.
You still think it's Kay, huh? Well, like Clover said, if Zero Sr. is the killer, it wouldn't matter if he could open this hatch or not.
I know.
But it still seems convenient
I just wanted to be sure.
that that's the excuse that Kay is using.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Let's go. I imagine Algernon's waiting for us.
He's a rabbit. Flowers for Algernon.
Look, there's something on the screen.
Yeah, you're right. Ambidex game will now begin. To enter your vote, please touch the start button on your screen. Boink. Yeah. Well, looks like there's no going back now. Okay, so this is all still new.
Astute observation.
Yes.
Hooray! Everybody's finally here!
Which I don't want to skip this delightful Zero. Oh, we can't. I guess we get entirely new dialogue in this section. So have we. We've got some questions for you, Zero. Oh, right, the old lady. Who was that old woman? What?
All of you, please stop bombarding me with questions.
Like, all? I guess everybody wants to know.
Other people in the other rooms are asking me stuff just like you are, Siggy. I guess you probably can't hear them since these rooms are completely soundproof, but BO is especially loud. For real, BO. I need you to shut up. There isn't much time.
Muffled coming from Dio's room.
And explain all this stuff, or the game will end before I'm done. So, no more questions from now on.
No more questions.
Answers for anybody, okay? You just have to wait.
I guess it's our fault for taking so long to get back to Zero.
Let's get this party started!
Yeah,
Let
this
me
party
tell you
started.
about the AV game.
Hell
For
yeah.
example, Siggy and Fido paired up with Mooney and went through the magenta door, didn't they? That means that Siggy and
That we did.
Fido will be playing against Moon. And it goes the other way, too.
Moon's opponent will be Siggy and Fido.
Obviously, that means Potassium and Cleaver's enemy will be Alas. And Vio and Quark's enemy will be Tenmioldi.
Alice and Clover going head-to-head. Interesting. Dio and Quark versus Tenmyuji. Dio and Quark played Luna in our last game, and they managed to both ally.
Well, I guess enemy isn't really the right word, is it?
So I'm curious to see how these games turn out this time. Hell yeah.
Gaten. I think that about does it for the basic rules.
That it sure does. You really burned through that quick, didn't you, Zero?
Well, actually, there's a little bit more. But
if you get to 0 BP, you
just
die.
have to wait, I guess. After all, it's almost time!
Hey, wait.
No,
Yes.
I won't wait and I can't wait.
No, well, fine.
Can you hear
Jeez.
me? It is time!
It's time. It's Vader time.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
You
Shit.
see, it's time for me to be hopping on out of here. See you later!
Sayonara.
Have a nice trouble.
So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, adieu. Okay, new dialogue.
We don't have time to talk about this. Choose betray.
No. Well, what? Betray Luna? You're kidding. You really want me to betray Luna?
We don't know if she'll ally or not. If we choose ally and she chooses betray, we're screwed. That's a loss of 2 points.
Can we really skip this explanation again?
You tell me, Sigma. What's 3 minus 2?
What kind of idiot do you think I am? It's 1, obviously.
Exactly. If our BP gets down to 1, it's over.
Oh, there was no body in here before, but... Oh, sorry for bumping the mic there. There was no body in here before, but there was the kid. So we had more time in the AB room. Then we also had the premonition about the bomb.
So?
Wait. What do you mean by it's over?
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Just press the damn button!
You're hiding something. Yeah, you've been suspicious from the get-go. I mean, how'd you know my name? Can we really... Or how about when we found that old lady's body? You didn't even blink. Almost like you knew she would be here. Wasn't there something... Look, I don't want to believe it, but did you... Are you...
Fine. If you won't do it, then I...
Don't think so. I'm not gonna move until you give me some answers. If I don't do anything, you'll just vote ally for us anyway. So let's hear it. What are you hiding? What's "it's over" supposed to mean?
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
When your BP hits 0, you die.
Ooh.
That's what I meant.
1.
Whoosh! Okay, same as before. Allies red. Meaning that... Obviously, Phi is encouraging us to pick Betray. How did you know that, Phi? I mean, you kind of hinted at that in the blue route? Here you just flat out said it. At least if I recall, you hinted at it. So, naturally, it is poll time. Time to find out what you decided to do in the situation against Luna. 3, 2, 2, 1. Luna is significantly more trustworthy than Alice, for all apparent purposes. Or at the very least, Luna is much harder to betray than Alice. So, 76% of you voted to ally. You have made the correct decision. Well done. Vote has been recorded. Please wait. I would have judged you dearly if you had voted betray.
Round 1 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
Thank you.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation.
You're welcome.
Ambidex gates now opening.
Fine, I stepped out of the AB room. You could see the others running toward the monitor, shoving and pushing to get closer. Can we skip through this? No. Tenmyoji was left behind, his footsteps a slow, heavy plod. What had happened to make him like that?
What was that, Sigma?
Shut it. Huh?
Don't play dumb. You chose ally.
No
Didn't
shit.
you hear me? I told you that if your BP drops to 0, you die.
Yeah, I heard you. A whole second before the deadline. How can you expect me to think anything through that quickly? It would have taken like half a second just to process what you'd said.
No, you could have done it.
Huh?
The brain's processing power increases during a crisis. It starts working so fast that a second can seem like an eternity. Your brain was doing that right before time ran out, wasn't it?
Yeah. It froze on the Allied Betray screen.
Well, am I wrong?
Indefinitely, until I made a choice. But what the hell are you talking about? Okay, fine. Let's be generous and say, hypothetically, that you're right about this crisis overclocking thing. How would you know whether or not my brain was doing that? Did you crack open my skull while I wasn't looking? Just wedge a microscope in there, have a look at my neurons? Let me be straight with you. Your shit is whack. Like, hella whack. I mean, you just know stuff you shouldn't. Stuff like my name, or how if your BP hits 0 you die. You told me you don't know why, but more and more I'm starting to think you've been lying to me.
What's up?
What's up?
Siggy!
Fido!
No!
Ow!
Hey, what are you kids doing over there?
We're having
We're about to announce the results.
a crisis.
Let's go. Time to see what the results are. Maybe it's different this time.
What? Huh? This time? Hey. Fi, hold on. Shit.
Good. Looks like you're all here.
Finally.
Let's get ready to rock!
Yeah!
Ambidex game! Round 1! The results!
If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and Clover versus Alice? Ooh, Alice allied. Tenmyoji allied. Yeah! Oof. Wow, Kate and Clover betrayed. Damn.
Here are the results from your game.
I was expecting Dio and Quark to betray the first time.
Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
661 661 555. Thanks, Luna.
Oh no, it's nothing. You don't have to thank me.
I knew we could trust
I
you.
only did what anybody would have done.
I believed in you and Phi.
Anybody but Alice. When Luna glanced away, I threw Phi what could only be described as a smug grin. Yeah. Rather frustratedly, she didn't respond, only turned away unperturbed. Not easily provoked. I was about to press the issue when I heard Ted Miyoji's voice.
Quark, what happened?
No! It wasn't me! Mr. Dio tricked me! He told me he'd pick Ally!
You thought I was voting Ally, but it was me, Dio!
Promise!
That didn't even make sense. I just wanted to use that meme.
That's why I let him do the voting!
Is this true, Dio?
Are you serious? This kid's full of shit.
What?
I didn't do squat. Quark was the one who decided how we were gonna vote. You wanna know what he told me?
You just leave the voting to me, Mr. Dio. Grandpa's gonna choose to ally for sure, because I'm his opponent on this one. I think we should betray. To be honest, I'm getting kinda tired of that grumpy old bastard. He's had a good life, but it's time for him to go. What do you say we leave the old fart here and leave? I've got a plan. See? Don't worry about me. I'll just tell him you tricked me. He'll believe whatever I tell him. Besides, if he still trusts me, that'll make it easier to use him again later. What do you say, Mr. Dio? Pretty good plan, huh?
It's eerie that they voiced this whole segment, but
let's do it.
I'm still not buying it.
You're lying!
Dio, you do a very convincing Quark voice.
Never should have trusted you! Dio!
Damn it, Dio.
You're a lying jerk!
Sure, kid. Keep whining. See if I care.
Grandpa! You believe me, right?
Don't let this brat fool you, old man. All of this is just part of his plan.
You bastard! I'm not gonna let you get away with this!
That's enough, Quark. Don't lose your temper. How long have I known you? I could be deaf and blind, and I'd still know if you were lying to me.
Really?
You're just as gullible as he said you'd be. Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, Dio.
Let me give you a little warning, Tenmyoji. That little shit is a hell of an actor. I'll bet you money he's a born con man. I don't know what he is to you, but if I were you, I'd trust the kid as far as I could throw him, and at your age, that can't be much. You hearing me, old man?
I mean, at this point, it's pretty much obvious that they're grandfather and grandchild.
Keep an eye on him.
Just from the limited interactions they've had. So, you're kind of full of shit, Dio.
I understand.
I'm so sorry.
I apologize.
I thought you were going to pick Betray.
This is very unfortunate.
It's as though another argument had taken place while Quark and Dio were fighting. Whatever it had been about, it appeared to have resolved itself.
The past is the past. There's no point complaining about it. I'll just have to try and get those points back in the next AB game. Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think we'll be having another round?
Because
well, you said round one. If there's a round one, then there's likely a round two.
Besides, didn't you say the goal of the AB game was to get 9 BP? That's impossible without a second round.
Yeah, I guess you got a point. You're right. There will be a second round.
When?
I don't know.
Well, eventually. Okay. We do another AP game, get more cards, but blah, 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 you die. Death.
If I had
to guess, I'd say it's going to be 10 Mialdi or less.
A 2 with 1
One or
BP.
the other.
You die. Break the rules. You go below 0 BP.
Or it might be both of them.
What?
The 2 with 1 BP.
Why am I going to die?
I guess I can tell you why.
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets diagnosed with death.
Pretty sure I already told you what the penalty is.
Diagnosis? Death.
I see. Alice and I only have 1 BP. That means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
What? What the hell?
Is there any way to make our BP underflow well enough that we end up with 65 million BP and can instantly leave?
This is important stuff. Why didn't you tell us about this earlier?
Sorry.
Yeah, saws. Slipped my mind.
Sorry's not going to cut it.
Well, it's gonna have to.
Thought you were supposed to tell us the rules, not hide them.
Well,
Is there anything else you've conveniently left out? It's not fair to make people play a game without explaining all the rules.
I think it's fair. After all, it's not like anybody else knew. Right?
Fido?
Right, Fido?
Oh.
Yeah. I guess so.
Took a moment to go over everything in my head. Very, 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 very quickly. Yeah, it did change. Mine changed from red to cyan.
Me too. Mine's cyan now.
Mine too.
Oh, okay, now. That outcome has changed slightly. We're still in the same pairing with Alice.
Wait. I guess the colors weren't the only thing that changed.
I'm a solo now.
It switched from pair to solo.
Interesting in how this route Alice and I are playing against Clover.
You're right. Mine switched from solo to pair.
Whoa.
Mine is now a solo as well.
I suppose that depends on what door we end up going through.
Yep, looks like mine's changed too. I've gone from solo to pair.
I'm still a pair.
Oh, you two are paired together
3
now.
of us seem to be magenta now as well.
I'm yellow. And it still says solo. Fi, you and Dio are yellow now too, right?
Yeah.
Fine deal.
Looks like I'm a pair.
That's an interesting
When
tag
did they
team.
change?
Bye-bye, Zero. We got time to kill. We're angsting. More angsting. Waking up with 5. Why is this happening to me? Oh. Spent a few minutes swallowing in misery. Figured I deserved at least a little self-pity. Even I knew that brooding and whining wasn't going to get me anywhere. Like Kay had said, we needed to at least try and find the way out. I shook my head to clear it, stood up straight, and headed off. Let's go. I assume we're not going to find a bomb before the doors come out next. Sexy door animation. Yeah. We were already in the lounge. Are the same peeps going to be in the lounge?
Oh, Sigma.
Oh, this is different. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
You were here earlier, right?
Yeah, I was. Phi, Luna, and I were the first into this room.
Did you find anything suspicious?
Luna and Clover were here before, and Phi.
Like, secret pathway or something.
You really think that's the kind of detail I would have neglected to mention?
Anything else, then? Anything out of the ordinary?
Out of the ordinary? I mean, everything about this room is out of the ordinary.
How about this?
Isn't that obvious? It's an astronomy magazine. Apparently it's got an article about a lunar eclipse. So it's going to happen on December 31st, 2028.
This New Year's Eve, then?
Yeah. 6 days from now.
Wait, what did you say?
What
do you mean 6 days?
Well, today's Christmas, right? So...
Wait a minute.
Huh?
When were you grabbed?
Didn't you hear me? On Christmas. About 2 or 3 in the morning. Wait, they pick you up on a different day?
Yeah.
I was abducted in the middle of the night on December 22nd.
Oh. What about you?
I think it was the 20th.
Then we were all taken on different days.
Does that mean we were just sleeping until the notary game started?
Maybe they kept us on a Soparil IV drip or something?
Still
In theory,
eerie.
you could have everyone wake up at the same time if you got the dosage right.
And today might not even be the 25th.
I think that's likely.
Yeah. Some of us were probably abducted after you.
Oh. Well, I guess that explains why I feel kind of dizzy.
You too? I felt disoriented since I woke up. My body doesn't feel right.
Maybe it's because we were asleep for so long. Your muscles start to atrophy if you don't use them.
Then, what day is today? Good
Beats
question.
me.
Very good
I have
question.
no idea.
Well, what about you guys? Is there anything interesting in the crew quarters? Or the infirmary?
Nah, nothing in the quarters. Oh, well, there was a book about a cat.
Oh, Schrodinger.
Yeah. Something about a cat in a box and whether it's dead or alive. Didn't make any sense to me, though.
Well, it doesn't really sound like something that's gonna help us get out of here.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
How about the infirmary? Find anything interesting?
Well, actually there was one thing.
What?
I wasn't trying to hide it. The right moment to mention it just never came up.
You don't need to apologize, just tell us what you found.
Well, see for yourself.
It's a newspaper article. Looks like.
Yeah, it was in the safe in the infirmary.
Let me see that. Radical 6 infection spreads. Cure continues to elude authorities.
What the hell? What's Radical 6?
Just read the article.
It's one step down from Terminal 7. I swallowed and began to read. The Radical 6 virus continues to spread across the globe like wildfire. The WHO has confirmed, World Health Organization. The death toll is estimated to have passed 100,000 victims. Immediate quarantine of any infected patients is strongly advised. Do you think we're in a quarantine facility?
You mean you think we got infected with this Radical 6 thing? Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, I mean, in another timeline, we kinda...
Yeah,
few of
we
us
don't
did.
know anything for sure. But look at us. We seem pretty healthy. Admittedly, I don't know what the symptoms of Radical 6 are. But if it's killing people worldwide, they must be horrific. Now, just look at this soft, lustrous skin. This perfect, shapely face. Does this beauty look like something infected with an awful disease? You want to touch it, don't you, boy? I can see it in your eyes. Go on. Try.
Dio. Well, I am feeling a little weird.
That could just be from sleeping for a couple of days.
We'll just completely sandbag whatever that was.
Or maybe it's a side effect of that drug. Besides, if this is where they ship people to quarantine them, don't you think there aren't enough, people? This thing is killing people all over the world, right? So why would there only be 9 of us here?
Yeah, I guess you do have a point.
Think about it. Zero is forcing us to play this nonary game. Why would the government quarantine people and then make them play a game?
Also a good point. President Jigsaw.
Yes, it is.
So you're saying there's no connection between our abductions and this virus?
Probably not.
Well, it's still something we should remember, I suppose. I mean, even if we're safe in here, our friends and families are still out there.
That's true. I hope they're all right.
Wait a minute. When did this virus actually show up? Never heard of it before.
Neither have I.
Me either.
So what day is it? This Radical 6 killed hundreds of thousands of people. We were asleep. Just how long have we been here? How long have we been here for?
I don't think you'll be able to just puzzle that out. If we want the truth, we need to find more information.
Okay. I'll go look around a bit more, then. I've already spent plenty of time here anyways.
Alice and I are gonna stick around. You know, just in case you miss something.
Have some
I
drinks.
don't really feel like I can trust your eyes.
Why? Whatever. Turn and head for the exit. Where to next? Let's just go one by one, I suppose. Who's in the infirmary this time? Let's find out after a sexy door opening animation. Yeah. Hey! Fine, Quark. How's it going? You guys find anything?
Hello, Mr. Sigma.
Hello, Mr. Quark.
Nothing yet.
Oh.
Well, Alice, Clover, and I did go over this room quite thoroughly.
I'm here too.
I doubt you'll find any hidden hallways here.
Why are you back here then?
Well, I was concerned about the lady you found. Who would do such a horrible thing?
Given what we know so far, you're the most likely candidate.
Phi, please. Why would I kill this woman?
You're tearing me apart, Phi.
I'm just saying the evidence points to you right now. If we find more evidence in the future, that could change.
I was so busy earlier that I never got to ask, but do any of you know who she is?
Beats me. I've never seen her before.
I don't know her either.
Neither do I. Well, I suppose I might have known her before I lost my memories, but there's no way to know, is there?
Because I kind of lost my memories.
You still can't remember anything?
No. Not even a little, unfortunately.
Nice ceiling transitions. You better be telling the truth about this amnesia stuff.
Are you suspicious of me too, Sigma?
Slightly. Suspicious. Have you looked in a mirror lately? Might as well have suspicious tattooed across your forehead.
If someone ran into you on the street at night, they'd probably pass out from fright.
Or maybe even during the day.
Hey, why are you ganging up on me?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're still...
I apologize for my frightening appearance.
That was directed at Kay. I thought Phi was sassing Sigma there for a minute. Well, it's not really something you need to apologize for. I mean, it's not your fault, right?
No, I suppose not. Well, I assume not.
But what?
I'm not sure why, but none of this feels particularly strange. The mask and the suit, I mean. In a way, it almost feels natural. I don't feel as though I was forced into it.
Huh.
Are you saying this is how you always look?
No, I don't think that's it.
This might be a pretty obvious question, but is there any way for you to take it off?
No.
That's a good question.
I've tried several times, to no avail. I honestly don't even know where to start. But there is something I'd like to ask of you. There are parts of the suit I can't see. Could you have a look and tell me if perhaps there is a switch or something similar?
With no further warning, he removed his robe, turned his back to us. Naked robot. Naked robot. Took no time at all to find something of interest. Oh, there's a hole here on the back of your head.
A hole?
It looks like a giant power button. Yeah, it looks like you insert something. It says open. Maybe you put some kind of key in there.
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
I see. That's excellent news. We just need to find whatever it is that goes in there, then.
Yeah. Robe
Thank
on.
you.
Fully clothed.
I feel somewhat relieved. I was beginning to fear I might have to spend the rest of my life like this.
Wait, a minute ago you said that it felt natural.
Well, it does. But that doesn't mean I want to stay in it forever. Imagine having glasses, for instance. Wearing them doesn't feel strange, but you'd hardly want to wear them all the time, forever, would you? That's what wearing this suit is like. Well, I think that's enough about me. Should we move to the next room now?
No. There still might be something here.
Fair enough.
I'm staying.
Me too.
I see. Well then, I will move ahead and see how our companions are doing. What do you intend to do?
I think I'll be moving along too.
Where do you plan to go?
Well, the only place I haven't been. I was thinking I might go over to the crew quarters.
Very well. I shall head for the lounge then. Until we meet again. Excuse me.
Kay's robe flowed silently around him as he turned to leave. I made my way out of the infirmary behind him. Yeah, those doors. Smooth as hell. Huh. So these are the crew quarters, huh? Tenmyuji? Yeah.
Sigma.
Hey.
What are you doing here?
Come to check up on you. Hey, come on, man. Don't be like that. We aren't enemies, are we?
Huh. I wonder.
Oh. What happened to you, Tenmyuji? Been acting weird ever since we found that lady's body.
Oh, you think so? Well, you sure it ain't just all in your head?
What? Fine. Let's move on to something else, then. You and Quark. Is he your, grandkid?
Why do you want to know?
Why? Well, I mean, why do you think? Keeps calling you Grandpa. Of course I'm gonna wonder what the deal is. We all got kidnapped and brought here, apparently for no reason. Now they're making us play some sort of weird game. I'm just trying to find a little meaning in all this nonsense. That's it. So tell me, Tenmyuji, are you really Quark's grandpa? Oh, Clover. Luna.
Sigma, where'd you come from?
I phased through the wall. Did you not want me here?
No, it's okay, I guess.
You guess?
I just thought Tenmyoji was the only other person here.
This is the crew quarters. I came here with Clover and Tenmyoji. We decided we'd split up to investigate.
Huh. Tenmyoji dialed 6969. Makes sense. So, you find anything?
0.
What? Which one?
No, I meant I found 0 things.
You could have been less dramatic about it, Clover. What about you? Anything suspicious?
I didn't find anything either. Although, I guess you could say this whole facility is suspicious.
Yeah, you got a point there. So what do you think Zero put all these puzzles and stuff all over the place?
Well, maybe solving all of these puzzles is part of the nonary game.
Maybe. Really? I thought the nonary game was a couple rounds of the AB game. Why would he need the puzzles and stuff then? Clover? Well, what is the nonary game then? Morphogenetic fields. Why is Zero making us do all this?
Well, this is just, speculation, but maybe it's for entertainment. So rich, powerful people can watch.
That sounds familiar. Entertainment?
Yes. They're probably off in an opulent theater, watching us struggle while they drink brandy and eat caviar.
Oh, you think so, huh? So some rich bastards killed her off for kicks. What kind of a death is that?
Well, maybe her dying didn't have anything to do with the rest of the game.
No. Kay was right. If her dying wasn't part of all this, the rabbit would have said something. But what we get? Nothing. Just tells us to keep playing and disappears. I can only think of one reason he'd do that. Murdering her was always part of Zero's plans.
Fucking rabbit.
If you can think of another way all this fits, well, I'd love to hear it.
So you're saying that Zero Senior is the one who murdered the old lady?
Now it sure looks that way.
Sure does.
That means there's a 7 in 1 chance anybody could be the murderer.
Wait. 7?
Well, Alice and I can't be Zero.
What? Okay. I'll let the I part go, but you're gonna have to give me a little to convince me Alice can't be Zero.
What? Come on. Alice and I know each other.
Okay. Considering Sigma doesn't know you personally, that's not a very convincing argument.
How do you know each other?
I guess you could say we're co-workers.
And where do you co-work?
An organization?
What sort of organization?
That's kind of vague. What kind of organization?
That's... I can't tell you.
You're a terrible spy, Clover. What? What do you mean you can't tell us?
I mean, I can't tell you. Just forget about it, okay?
Why can't you tell us?
Because it's confidential.
I mean, it's obviously Alice's secret agent stuff, but I feel like this would have been better if it had gone the 7 route from 999, where I don't remember.
I promised I wouldn't tell.
There would obviously be another case of... That would obviously mean another case of amnesia, but... This is just kind of... Oh, come on, don't give me that. Look around you, Clover. You really think this is the time for playing it close to the chest?
Yeah! But what if the people you work for have something to do with what's going on here?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should tell you.
Finally.
Hey, sorry to butt in, but it's time to go.
What? Time to... Oh. Oh shit. It's past time. We gotta go.
Huh, you think?
Oh, I guess we'll just have to continue this later. We need to get back to the doors.
Were you actually gonna tell us, Clover, or... Shit. Guess you're right. Let's go. Yeah, I just feel like some kind of different way of doing this secret agent stuff with Alice and Clover. Just from what we've been given so far.
Chromatic doors have opened.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we work together at a place. We're best friends. It's a super secret place, so I can't tell you totally. It just comes off as... not even off as in you're suspicious in the context of the game. It just feels wrong. Anyway, we'll find out what door we're going into next time. I'm not gonna put a poll up because last time we only got one choice of where we were going, so we're not gonna do that again. We'll see what door we end up picking next time.